Welcome back to the Stoic Tube. She acts like it doesn't matter, but it crushes her inside. You see her laugh. You see her post pictures with those half smiles and witty captions. You see her walking down the hallway like the world hasn't touched her. She seems strong. She seems untouchable. She seems fine. But let me tell you something about the ones who look like they don't care. They do. They just learned how to wear armor. She acts like it doesn't matter, but it does. Every little word, every cold shoulder, every unspoken goodbye, she notices. She just doesn't show it. Because vulnerability, for her, has never been safe. She's been burned before. She knows what it feels like to open her heart only to be handed back shards of what it once was. She acts like she's unbothered when you cancel plans, when you forget her birthday, when you don't reply to her long message. But her silence isn't peace. It's pain wrapped in self-control. She's learned that sometimes the only way to survive is to pretend you're unaffected. Because if she lets herself feel it all at once, she might break. You won't see her cry, not because she doesn't, but because she cries in the shower, with the water loud enough to drown the sound. She cries into her pillow at 2 a.m. when the world is quiet and there's no one left to perform for. That's when the mask comes off. That's when her truth whispers back to her in the dark. It crushes her. Not all at once, but in fragments, like tiny cracks on a windshield, one disappointment after another, one betrayal, one ghosting, one forgotten favor, one fake friend. She's been stacking them in silence, pretending they don't affect her. But they do. She remembers everything. She remembers who said they'd always be there but left when it got inconvenient. She remembers who talked behind her back, then smiled to her face. She remembers who made her feel like she wasn't enough, like she had to shrink herself to be loved. And yet, she walks around like she's fine. She has mastered the art of holding it in. You won't see her beg for love. You won't see her chasing validation. She'd rather sit in silence than risk asking for more and getting less. That's not pride. It's self-preservation. It's what happens when you've been let down so many times that disappointment feels safer than hope. Her strength isn't that she's unbreakable. It's that she breaks privately, rebuilds silently, and still shows up for the world with a steady smile. But don't mistake that smile for healing. Sometimes it's just a mask to keep people from asking questions she's too tired to answer. Yes, she's tired. Tired of pretending, tired of being strong, tired of acting like she doesn't care. But what choice does she have? The world doesn't make space for girls who fall apart. The world loves the girl who gets over it. The world claps for the one who moves on quickly, who never complains, who takes heartbreak like a warrior and keeps pushing. But warriors get wounds too. And just because she doesn't show them doesn't mean they're not there. You see, the most dangerous kind of pain is the kind that's hidden, the kind that's buried so deep, even she forgets it's there, until something small triggers it. A word, a song, a memory. Suddenly the dam breaks, and all the emotions she's been bottling up come flooding in, and still, she won't tell anyone. Because she doesn't want to be a burden. She doesn't want pity. She doesn't want to be the girl who's always hurting. So she keeps pretending that being forgotten didn't sting, pretending that being second choice didn't scar, pretending that she's moved on when her heart is still stuck in yesterday. You might call her cold, detached, emotionless, but she's none of those things. She's warm, too warm. She just learned that showing warmth invites cold people to take advantage. So she turned her fire inward. She burns quietly now, but the flames are still there. She loves deeply, but cautiously. She trusts, but with a heavy lock on the door. She gives, but only after testing if you're worthy. That's the thing about people like her. Once upon a time, they wore their heart on their sleeve until someone tore it off. Now it's buried under layers of strength, silence, and I'm fine. But she's not fine. She's exhausted. Exhausted from carrying pain with a smile. Exhausted from being the strong one for everyone else. Exhausted from pretending that it doesn't matter when it matters more than she can admit. She dreams of someone who sees past the performance. Someone who says, "You don't have to be strong right now. You can fall apart. I'm not going." Someone who notices when her voice shakes behind the laugh. Someone who sees the tear hiding in her joke. Someone who knows that "I'm okay" sometimes means "please ask again." But until then, she'll keep going. She'll keep being the girl who shows up, who supports others, who gives more than she gets, who says, "I'm used to it," like it's not killing her inside. Because that's who she is. Someone who feels everything, yet shows nothing. Someone who's been hurt, but still loves. Someone who's breaking, but still building others. She acts like it doesn't matter, but it does. It matters more than you'll ever know. So if you ever meet someone like her, don't take her silence for indifference. Don't take her strength for absence of pain. She's just too strong to let you see her fall. But she falls. Every night. And every morning she gets back up again, not because she's unbreakable, but because she refuses to stay broken. Conclusion: the pain beneath the pretend. So many of us walk past her every day, never noticing the war behind her smile, never hearing the quiet screaming in her silence. She has mastered the art of pretending. She has learned to say, "I'm fine," with such conviction that no one thinks to question it. But the truth is, she's been carrying more than her heart was ever designed to hold. Yes, she acts like it doesn't matter. But it does. It always did. Every ignored message, every broken promise, every time someone told her she was too much or not enough, every time someone saw her worth only when it was convenient. She remembers it all. She may not bring it up, but it's there. It lingers in her chest, like a weight she's learned to walk with. And that's the thing. She's walking through life with wounds people can't see, building walls to protect the softest parts of herself, guarding her soul because she knows too well what it feels like to be unguarded and undone. This conclusion isn't about pity. It's not about making her a victim. No, she is not weak. She is resilient. Resilient in the way she shows up every day despite feeling invisible. Resilient in the way she offers kindness even when she receives silence. Resilient in the way she gives love with trembling hands, hoping someone might finally hold it with care. But let's not mistake that resilience for invincibility. There's a cost to pretending. There's a cost to being the strong one. Eventually, the things she bottles up start leaking through the cracks. It shows up in her tired eyes, in the way her laughter doesn't always reach her eyes anymore, in the way she isolates, cancels plans, or avoids certain conversations, not because she doesn't care, but because she cares too much and doesn't have the energy to be hurt again. So what do we do with this truth? We start by noticing, by slowing down and really seeing people, especially the ones who seem to have it all together, especially the ones who say, "Don't worry about me." Because sometimes the strongest people are the ones silently asking for someone, anyone, to check in on them without being asked. We start by unlearning the idea that emotions are weakness, that being soft is being fragile, that caring too much is something to be ashamed of. In a world that values the loud, the bold, the outwardly confident, we must remember that quiet strength is still strength, that invisible battles are still battles. And if you are her, if you are the one who acts like it doesn't matter but feels shattered inside, this is for you. You are not alone. You do not have to carry it all in silence. You do not have to prove your strength by pretending you're not hurting. Your pain is valid, even if others don't see it. Even if you've learned to suppress it. Even if you're scared to speak it aloud. You deserve the kind of love that doesn't require performance. You deserve the kind of presence that notices your absence. You deserve someone who sees the small shifts in your energy and asks, "Are you okay?" and actually waits for the real answer. But until then, let this be your reminder. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to be soft. You are allowed to cry without apology, to feel without shame, to break without guilt. And when you rise, and you will rise, know that your scars are not signs of weakness, but proof of survival. Proof that even though it crushed you, you didn't let it end you. You are the quiet storm. You are the unsung warrior. And while the world may never fully understand how much you've endured behind that calm face, it doesn't make your story any less powerful. So keep healing, keep growing, keep choosing yourself even when it feels lonely, because one day the weight